Hi guys, it's Matt here from MCS-books, and today I'm going to do a video called 5 recommendations in 5 minutes. So quite simply, in this video I'm going to give you 5 book recommendations within 5 minutes. So I have got to be concise, because usually a lot of my videos actually probably go on for quite a while, because I like to ramble. So however, I shall do this within the next 5 minutes. You'll get 5 book recommendations for writers. Now, I want to start off with one that probably every video of this ilk will say, and that is On Writing by Stephen King. This is a memoir come how-to guide, I guess, for writing by, of course, Stephen King. He is a renowned author, he is a very talented author, and he knows what he's talking about. But the way that he writes this book, I feel, however, isn't so much a step-by-step guide, but it gives you a sense of what to expect and how you can sort of overcome it. And the way that he intertwines it with his own life and his own experiences is really entertaining, and it's very concise, to the point, and gives you some really great insights into his career and himself. And I have not actually read any of his books. However, I read this one and felt, even though I'm not a fan of horror, I think I could get on board just because his writing, particularly of this book, was so good. The second book I want to suggest is Exercises in Writing by Raymond Cunha. Now this book is, I've already talked about it recently on my channel. It is the same story told 99 times. The story is simply 2 very short paragraphs told in 99 different ways. And it's just a really great, insightful way to see how different styles can affect what you're writing. And it can give you ideas of your own ways of writing and your own ways of constructing sentences, your own ways of creating and honing your personal style. But it also gives you the reflection to think, how does the choice that you make sort of impact the reader's understanding of the story? So then, through that, you can decide what story you want to tell and how best to tell that particular story. So the third one I want to suggest is 6 Characters in Search of an Author and Other Plays by Luigi Pirandello. Now these are plays, however I feel they are good for writers, because Pirandello particularly wrote 6 Characters in Search of an Author from his experience of wanting to write a book, having these characters that he wanted to use, but then never getting around to doing it, and how these characters sort of haunted him. I think all 3 of these plays have this sense that can really help any writer consider more about their characters and consider more about the way they design their characters and the way they sort of tell their character story, because there is quite a philosophical undertone to each piece about the sort of sense of identity and how identities can be misconstrued or misinterpreted. But I just feel the ideas and the concepts behind all 3 of these plays are one that a writer could really use when crafting their character. My 4th recommendation for a writer is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. So I'm going to suggest Cloud Atlas because it's written in 6 parts, and I feel that each part is in a specific time period, and Mitchell alters his writing style for each part, but in a way that also relates to the genre of each part, because I do feel that even though they're all connected in some way, they could in a way just stand alone as sort of novellas, in the fact that they are very strongly grounded in their genre. So a writer, when reading this book, can get an idea of how to write for different genres without having to read all of the genres separately. You can just read it in this one book. So finally, for the last book, I'm going to show you the book because I feel it's important to see some of the things that I'm going to explain. So I think the final book to recommend for writers is this one, House of Leaves by Mark Danielewski. Now, this book is suitable for writers who are met with a blank page. I'm going to suggest this book because I think it liberates the writer from the prison that is the page. He alters the format to match the kind of stories within it. You've got different shapes and stuff, which makes it not only an interesting read, but it makes a writer see that there are myriad possibilities with a page. You don't simply have to sit down and fill the page with words. Think about how you can use that page and think about how you can play with that page. So they are my 5 writing recommendations in 5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can always give it a thumbs up. I'm interested to read some of your comments down below. Tell me what you think, or do you have any other recommendations for writers? And if you haven't already, you can always subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye bye.